Sing.
Were you watching closely enough to catch these mistakes in the Addams Family movies? Did you catch Morticia's disappearing flower stem bouquet? How about the bogus explanation for Wednesday's botched DNA test? Number 1. Where do they think they're going? In the second Addams Family movie, the creepy kooky family takes a road trip.
We'll be gone for 3 weeks!
On their way from Niagara Falls to Sleepy Hollow, we see some road signs on the highway, including an interchange for I-30 and I-35 East. Are these real U.S. interstates? Yes. But this interchange only occurs in Dallas, Texas, which is over 1,500 miles from where these guys are supposed to be. Either this is an oversight by the animators or the Addams Family took a really unnecessary detour. Number 2. Warning, plot hole ahead. In the Addams Family 2, Wednesday runs a DNA experiment to determine her real ancestry. Her genetics don't match with Gomez, leading to the conclusion that she's not really his daughter.
Don't you agree?
But don't take to the 23andMe message boards just yet. In the end, she really is his daughter. The DNA just didn't match because the hair she plucked from his head came from a Sasquatch fur wig. Only she also took hair samples from his nose, and those should have matched from the beginning. Number 3. This mistake really has that it factor. The animated Addams Family movies draw from a long line of previous Addams Family content. From the New Yorker cartoons in the 1930s to the TV series in the 60s and the awesome live-action films of the early 90s. But there's one detail the new animated movies got wrong. Fans of the franchise love Cousin Itt, the little bowler hat and sunglasses wearing hairball. His name has always been spelled with 2 T's, lending some extra eccentricity to the already strange character. But MGM spells his name just like the word it, with only 1 T for the 2019 movie and the 2021 sequel. Why would they do this? We want our extra T. Number 4. Here comes the bride. After a truly haunting scene of Morticia getting ready for her wedding, think less bridesmaids in matching floral robes toasting champagne and more spreading your family's cremated remains on your eyelids. The bride-to-be is ready to say I do. As she walks through town to meet Gomez, she carries a bouquet of flowerless stems, aka decapitated flowers, aka of course she would. She clutches them close as she walks over a bridge for her groom, but when she meets him on the other side, the stems are gone. We hope those dead florals have gone to a better place. Number 5. Here comes a gateway to trouble. The Addams Family home is protected by a lively, monstrous gate. Not a bad security system, but only if it works consistently, which this one doesn't seem to do. In one scene, we see Gomez feeding the gate meat as a distraction so the camera crew can get out unharmed. Okay, but how did the camera crew get in? They didn't seem to have any issue entering on their own. And at the end, a whole angry mob gets through, no problem? We promise we aren't getting paid to say this. Maybe the Addams Family should consider upgrading to Simply Safe. Number 6. There's no turning back now. When Gomez and Morticia's wedding ceremony is cut short by angry villagers, Gomez spies a clear escape route over the bridge. Seriously, the path is wide open and there's no one in sight.
To the bridge!
Then out of nowhere, the bridge gets taken out by a flaming projectile. We see a mob and a giant catapult right on the other side of the bridge. So you're telling us that an angry crowd and a weapon that is literally on fire wouldn't have been spotted on a dark, empty path? We appreciate the dramatic reveal, but you have to have a little respect for the laws of the natural world. Number 7. Put a staple in us, we're done. Morticia's morning routine involves piercing her ears with a staple gun. This is a fun, ghastly gag that's totally in line with the Addams Family vibe, but practically speaking, it makes absolutely no sense. We got our ears pierced exactly 1 time. At the mall. At Claire's. When we were 8. Why would Morticia have whole free lobes in need of fresh daily piercings? Since it's revealed to be Morticia and Gomez's wedding day, maybe the point is supposed to be that these are special, first-time ever wedding day ear piercings for Morticia's virgin ears. But again, we got our rhinestone studs as elementary school kids. And you expect us to believe that goth queen Morticia Addams wouldn't have had full-on gauges by the time her wedding day rolled around? Not buying it. Number 8. No shade, but the animators messed up here. When Wednesday's friend Parker kicks back on her bed and muses about wanting to shock her mother, what teen girl doesn't?
I believe the word you're looking for is unfortunate.
Wednesday is listening closely and casting a shadow across Parker's face. Well, part of her face. At first, the shadow doesn't cover the top of Parker's head, but in close-up, Parker is completely in shadow. Now that's dark. Number 9. You gotta hand it to us for catching this one. When Bethany bullies Parker by pouring the drink into her backpack, one of Bethany's minions stands in the background as a not at all innocent bystander. Watch closely as she puts her hand over her mouth in faux shock, then shifts it to the side of her mouth. But when we cut to another angle, the hand is back in front of her mouth, as if it never moved. Number 10. This reference is a little dusty. The looming zombie-esque Lurch has always served as the Addams family's butler and housekeeper. In the animated series, we see him dusting the house by running a vacuum cleaner backwards to add clouds of dust to the environment. Is this a funny joke? Yeah, it's cute. But it's a gag that came from TV's other creepy family, the Munsters. Now we'll admit sometimes we confuse the Addams family and the Munsters when black and white reruns aired on Nick at Night, but the creators of a movie franchise should be able to distinguish between the two. Number 11. We're with you, Wednesday. In Addams Family 2, Wednesday says,
I will respectfully decline the hug. I've been social distancing since birth.
haha, we love a good COVID joke. We're laughing, not crying, we swear. But in reality, we saw Wednesday share a tender embrace with her mom at the end of the first movie.
It is true.
This seems like a continuity oversight by the writers, but to be fair, Wednesday wouldn't be the first person to use social distancing as an excuse to avoid unwanted physical contact. Number 12. When's practice? Just after the Addams family stumbles upon the chipper and cheer practice, Margot arrives and greets them by saying,
Well, good morning, neighbor.
but earlier Margot told Parker that the practice was in the afternoon.
Don't you have chipper and cheer practice this afternoon? Run along, honey.
Is chipper and cheer practice just happening 24/7 in assimilation? Number 13. Not in Margot's backyard. Have you ever been on one of those neighborhood apps? They're flooded with scandalized messages from community members who once saw a neighbor's front lawn get overgrown. So why is it that when Margot takes to her app to warn about the Addams family, there apparently hasn't been a single post since she used it several days earlier? We've never seen those discussion boards empty for more than 5 minutes, and we're gonna have to post about this animation oversight. Number 14. This must be thoughts-to-text technology. When Margot is thumbing that screed to her neighbors to turn them against the Addams family, the keys she hits with her thumbs do not match the text that appears in her message. This seems like a really tricky thing to animate precisely, but if we see it close up like this, it's distracting for it to be so inaccurate. Number 15. Remember this rule for your holiday cards. We hate to get on our high horse about grammar rules, but the writers of the Addams Family movies should have paid closer attention in English class. Throughout the film, various characters refer to the Addams family members in the plural as Addams. But because the S is already present at the end of the individual's name, meaning Wednesday's full name is Wednesday Addams, not Wednesday Adam, the plural for multiple people would actually be Addamses. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. What did you think of all these mistakes and continuity errors in the Addams Family movies? Let us know what other errors you've spotted in the comments. Subscribe to our channel for all kinds of videos breaking down hidden details, Easter eggs, and clever references in your favorite animated films and TV shows. Thanks for watching.